So, thfc walking on the lane after the game, even though we weren't at home. I'm going to start by saying Michael Oliver definitely does not like Tottenham Hotspurs. Every decision he could give Man United, he gave. And did we get some of those 50-50 decisions? No. Now, I'm going to also say this. Christian Romero, I 100% agree with what you said on Twitter in the week. But after a statement like that, you need to come with a 10-10 performance. And today, it wasn't 10-10. It was more like 3 out of 10. I mean, a lot of referees would have gave that as a yellow card. No argument with that. Some would have gave it as a red card. And I slightly feel disappointed with that decision. But once again, you've let down the team and you've let down the manager. And speaking about the manager, who said no dickhead policy, seems very scared to discipline certain players. And I believe the universe took that power out of Thomas Frank's hands today. And now we have to go 4 games without our captain, who's also thrown the team under the bus. Now about the team performance. To compete for 50 minutes or 40 minutes with 10 men is very difficult. I think up until that red card, it was a 50-50 game. And then 10 minutes later, we concede one of the poorest corners you're probably going to concede for the whole season. Now, some would say if we had 11 men, then somebody would have been at the edge of the box. But for me, it's schoolboy football. Who was on either post? If a player's on both posts, that goal doesn't stand. But I suppose it's part of what you learn throughout football. And I really do believe that Thomas Frank should not have taken off Wilson. I think he should have taken off Udogie, because Wilson can play on the left or he can play on the right. And he's a goal threat. Some may not agree with me, some will, but he's a goal threat. And he could have assisted or possibly scored. So I think with just little decisions like that is where he got it wrong today. But the team he started, I suppose that was the strongest team he could have started. Some would say you could have thrown Tell in there or Colo or whatever, but Colo needs to sit down for a little while. But it's a difficult one because I feel that the team worked quite hard going down to 10 men and they were still into the game until the 82nd minute, where Bruno, that guy, scores a shinner and makes it look good. I mean, Abremo doesn't score a lot of goals, but always seems to score against Tottenham. But I suppose we just have to take it and move on to the next game, and hopefully we can get a result in the week. I ain't going to slew the team, but I'm going to slew Thomas Frank. Because again, evidently, if you had kept Johnson until the summer, it would have helped out the team a bit more. One thing I can say is that the Brazilian came on in his debut, looked okay, didn't look out of place, and hopefully going forward it will be enough to give him some confidence into the next few games, because it looks like Udogie's out now for another 3 to 6 weeks. He's a player who's definitely got to go in the summer. I think if the right money comes in for Christian Romero, let him go to Real Madrid, man. In Real Madrid, he can make those tackles and make those errors and recover. You can't really do that in the Premier League. And I think you just bring back the young boy what Bayern want, man, and let him and Mickey and Danso be the back three or battle it out to start. Do you know what I mean? Because we've got a handful of players there that we really do need to get away. Jackson could be one of them. Do you know what I mean? But then he hasn't played football in a long time, so he might come good later stages in the season. They're saying now that Kulu ain't coming back until next season. Again, Thomas Frank and the club didn't buy any players. Yeah, all your academy players what had experience, you loaned them out. Mikey Moore, Tyrese Hall, Lancashire, Donnelly, Scarlett. That's just to name a few. Do you know what I mean? I'm not even talking about defenders. But this is what happens when you get a manager who's still learning 2 games a week. But performance-wise, I can't really salute the team what played today. Pape Sarr worked very hard. Simmons worked very hard. Didn't create much, but worked very hard. It's good to have Solanke back. Do you know? Gallagher worked very hard. Paulinho, I think he should just be the new right back until Jed or Poro comes back. And even when Jed comes back, I think he should be the right back and let Jed play higher and let him be that guy that attacks and recovers defending wise. But yeah, man, just going to call it a day there and just hope some of these results go our way for the rest of the evening. But as always, come on you Spurs.